Hello, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining me on Business. The Cedi is expected to remain fairly stable to the end of the year and would not go beyond the 4 Cedi range. Rand Merchant Bank, in its latest forecast, says this would be based on strong earnings from exports and high investor interest in the country. There's more in the following report.
The forecast should come as good news for businesses that had in the past argued that the Cedi's volatility was one of the biggest challenges threatening their firms. This also made it difficult to plan for their businesses. According to the South African-based Rand Merchant Bank, the Cedi would be fairly stable throughout the year.
So fairly stable, and the reason for this is because we see an influx of foreign direct investment and we see oil prices remaining quite nicely high, also doubling of oil production in the next year. So we've got a significant influx of dollars into the market, and that is going to build Ghana's foreign exchange reserves. So the central bank will have the ability to keep the currency stable if they have to. And then also towards the end of the year, you always see a bit of volatility into the next year. You've got the COCOBOT syndicated loan, which will help with that. You've got the Eurobond, which can help with that. So essentially, nothing in the next 2 years shows us or makes us believe that there's going to be significant depreciation in the currency.
You mean that it will stay below the 5 Cedi mark?
Yes, I believe it would.
Still within the 4% range. Well, for some, a fairly stable Ghana Cedi could reduce about 15 billion Cedi government planning to side aside as interest payments for loans. It could also result in prices of goods being fairly stable on the market, since most of the stuff that we consume are imported.
And away from that, the Minister for Aviation, Cecilia Dapar, has extended an invitation to the private sector to help develop the aviation industry. The minister was speaking with Joy Business after a courtesy call on her by the Indian and Iranian High Commissioners.
Madam Cecilia Dapar received a delegation of the High Commissioner for India as well as the Iranian High Commissioner to forge partnerships to develop the country's aviation industry. Among other issues, the three parties exchanged views on deepening the bilateral relations in the aviation sector. Birender Singh is the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana.
We also discussed the bilateral areas of cooperation. We have an air services agreement which was signed in 1978. Both the sides officials, they have been in touch, they have been talking, they have been meeting at the margins of ICANN meetings, and we both are now discussing to revise the agreement and to bring it on par with the current times. So Honorable Minister has kindly agreed that we both sides would be cooperating very closely and we would be working on it.
On her part, the Minister for Aviation welcomed collaborations from both countries. She further called for more private-public partnerships to develop Ghana's industry.
Hitherto, government has been in charge of all airports, in charge meaning building, but I believe we should think out of the box to have private sector. If you're a Ghanaian, you have money to partner government. Why not? That's where we are coming from. We want Ghanaians, indigenous Ghanaians, who can access funding to team up with government in infrastructure. That would be the best for this nation. Win, 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 win. You know, that's what I'm looking at. And I know Ghanaians are very resourceful, hardworking, and they can make things happen.
And that's business for now. There's more business shortly on the marketplace. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. Have a good afternoon.